sound increased. I was surprised to see a weird demonic creature with large eyes and teeth moving towards me in flames. It slurped, growled, and extended a long orange tongue. I felt imprisoned in the dark as the beast rushed to catch me. Fearing fire or being consumed, I closed my eyes. The creature laughed joyfully as it passed through me painlessly. I turned my attention inward and saw the creature melt through me, exit with a pop, and suddenly I was flying fast through the dark. Two more fearsome demons of different colors approached as I flew. I let them pass because I knew the first one. Soon, I reached a black tunnel entrance. The gray, cloud-like tunnel wound far away and branched right. The right branching softly illuminated the tunnel with yellow-white light. An equi-limbed cross-star of blue-white light replaced my body. Being free from a heavy form felt natural and freeing. Looking into the tunnel, I saw portals on both sides. Like me, blue and amber stars floated. Two more blue stars guided me gently into the tunnel. I saw open and closed doors while floating. The first portal was a hellish landscape with shrieking and torture. Devils and animals tortured people, who tortured one another. I felt like a whirlpool was sucking me into the gateway. I flew over the awful landscape, enthralled by pain's countless kinds. The smell was awful and the heat was overwhelming, but anyone could go. Nobody put them there but their belief in pain. I went back to the portal, visible throughout hell. I left with great excitement yet felt disconnected from it. Next tunnel portal wasn't brighter. People roamed in yellow deserted land, heads down, thinking sad thoughts. I avoided getting too close because I felt lonely and isolated. Without a pull at this portal, I flew up the tunnel, looking into other portals. The breathtaking garden with fountains, waterfalls, streams, and bridges was my next impression. Peace and harmony drew me to the gateway. A hidden barrier impeded my entry. The voice remarked, "You lack the information to enter this world." Disappointed but unjudged, I looked at the right shining light. Entering the light made me ecstatic. Joy was all there was. I spoke out to the light, and it said, "Great, with joy." Surrendering to joy taught me cheesy but meaningful truths. My eternal nature, fearlessness, and choice were revealed. It may sound corny, but knowing these things about myself feels great. I left eternal joy because it got boring. My leaving did not impact the light, which replied. I marveled at my surroundings as I floated down the tunnel to a portal to space. Planets and galaxies swirled, rocks floated. As I watched the silent scene, I felt both calm and adventurous. "Don't go, Sarah. What about Zane, your 5-year-old son?" screamed voices near the tunnel entrance. Annoyed, I refused to leave and would be there for Zane. I saw another entity contemplating my alternatives. The voice said, "If you pass through this door, you can't come back." My next memory was lying in a hospital bed with tubes and a respirator. I was filled with joy and power yet couldn't move. Pain reconnected me to my body. I struggled with identity, disability, poverty, and friendships after the NDE. I was at ease because I knew my immortal spirit and was no longer afraid of death. I want everyone could experience these wonders without trauma. It could change the world. When death knocked, this angel revealed my divine contract with God. Experience an emotional roller coaster while painting. Imagine my mother getting breast cancer at 32. The doctor's call hits me like a ton of bricks, leaving me confused and desperate. Despite her best efforts, reality deceives her. I realize I may lose her, the awful reality. My lone warrior mother faces cancer and societal constraints. You feel alone and bone-chillingly lonely. The fight is real. My mother becomes a rock star. She becomes a waitress to make me happy. When she dies, I arrange her funeral and grieve nightly. I feel a piercing chest pain beyond emotional pain. Desperate, I go to the medication cupboard, but the pain worsens. Falling to the floor, Blackness surrounds me. I suddenly rise above my lifeless frame, pain-free. My progress is accelerated by a tunnel. I meet other luminous souls and we follow a fairway, radiant light, forging a heartfelt connection beyond expression. As I reach the light, negative energy fade and pure love replaces them. Time becomes meaningless. Many brilliant beings have this cosmic kinship. I suddenly find myself in a large, energetic white room. This near-death experience reveals cosmic mysteries and connects people spiritually. Time seems meaningless in a limitless space without doors, windows, or boundaries. There is no hunger or thirst, only a deep desire for that dazzling light. A massive white angel with a divine halo appears. A rainbow shimmers as wings flap. He smiles and says, "You've returned." I'm confused, so the angel tells me I choose to return to Earth. Recollections indicate a deal with God. Why return? The angel casually says, "Free will, my friend. Can't spill why you departed." The contract shows goals and missions. I return to Earth. Checking on my mother before returning worries me. The angel asks, "Haven't seen your mom?" I tell him she died a week ago and argue she deserves a decent spot. The angel says, "I got you. Let's go where fresh souls await heaven." I reached a peaceful, timeless area with pure energy guided by an angel. Soft light filled the environment, as orbs of light floated around, each with its own vibe. A middle ground related to the House of Light existed without rules. In the absence of worldly feelings, sensed soul emotions. A spiritual discussion beyond words. My mom's warm, comforting soul touched me tremendously. I could feel her affection without her being there. We reflected on the past and expressed our hearts. Although separation was agonizing, I knew she was pain-free here. I loved seeing my mom again. Duty called, so I returned to Earth for my assignment. My mom's love powered my trip until our reunion. My soul received a power spike, synchronizing my pulse and blood flow. Gradually, my consciousness returned to my body and Earth's gravity. I woke up on the floor among familiar things. I felt strange returning to my body, like fitting into a tight clothing. The agony was gone, but my heart hurt. I missed my mom and dreamed of our reunion in that beautiful home. I fell into an unimaginable misery from longing and loss. Food seemed like cardboard, sleep was elusive, and my moods had a party. Focusing on daily tasks became impossible. It took time, but things improved. Despite mourning, reality kicked in and helped me grow. I gradually regained my appetite, sleep, and routine. A few friends heard my story. Some thought it was a dream, while others thought it was a head bump delusion. A friend suggested it was a near-death experience. I read online accounts about such situations, intrigued. I realized my experience was true after reading similar experiences. It's comforting to think my mom is happy and healthy in heaven. She lives in a light world with a free soul, I believe. I feel like she is still guiding and loving me because of this idea. Though my story was criticized, I found my truth. It gives inner calm and strength. Share this concept and let others experience the brightness and hope I have found. Angel Conversations brought up beautiful memories of my childhood with Mom. Memories of her love, care, highs, and lows are my treasures. The murderer's terrifying journey to hell to face Lucifer. Imagine a condemned man, Sam, taking us from a terrible prison to a hellish battle with Lucifer. Keep reading about Sam's near-death experience, devil encounter, and startling twist. If you're interested in the supernatural and the fine border between good and evil, subscribe and join the conversation. Grab your seat. This will be a crazy journey. Hello everyone. Sharing near-death stories. If you like these stories, thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. The free stuff helps us develop. Welcome back, regulars. Today's story contains incarceration, So beware. Get comfy, get your coffee or tea, and let's begin. What's up, Jaskier? I think using your name instead of Heaven Awaits is okay. Warning, my death experience is not pretty. Playing with my dad's firearms, I accidentally killed my best friend in 1993. Manslaughter conviction, 12 years in prison. However, I've changed. I visited Indian Creek Correctional in 1994. Racial segregation, tight mingling rules. Talking to non-Aryans was forbidden by the Aryan Brotherhood. Broke the rule, met the AB boss, was spared, but observed racial gap. Though I disagree, I thanked him and returned to my cell. Afterward, I knew I was marked. After 8 years away from gangs, I saw beatdowns and racism. I just wanted to finish and leave. December 2002, while on kitchen duty, I spoke across races. I was accused of being overly friendly, causing issues, punched in a jail, woke up in the infirmary beaten. Reported a race traitor for helping with dishes. My skin color made me a target, enduring attacks and isolation. The last 4 years were horrible, with monthly beatings, especially during commissary. Finally, I stopped receiving paid and was ignored. Last year, I snapped. A non-fatal handmade weapon hit the AB leader, stopping the attacks, staying alert, and avoiding everyone. The AB leader retaliated 5 months before release. Left me powerless with a nasty abdominal cut. I fell, and that was it. While the guards locked everyone down, I looked down at my body. Around me, blood. People are right about feeling indifferent to their body. No relation. Watched the soldiers and nurse treat me. I suddenly felt a strange downward pull. As I was hauled down, I heard screaming, moaning, nibbling, and chewing. The pull became a fall, and I'm standing on a rocky thing with fire everywhere. The heat from 1,000 suns makes breathing difficult. I mutter hello, and strangely, the shrieking ceases. Bad cackle time. The voice, nobody, says, "Welcome home, Sam." I'm like, "Who's there? Show yourself." The reddish figure that appears is malevolent. No salvation. It says, "Humans call me lots of things. I like Lucifer." I ask, "Who are you?" I'm panicking, thinking this is a dream. I shout, "I'm a good person," at the devil. He says, "Good person? Let's see," and shows me my mistakes. Unremorseful murder of my best friend. He explores prison issues I'm ashamed of. Shows me thoughts I didn't realize I had when I offed my pal. Lucifer smiles. "Still think you're a good person." He knows I'm his. I say, "Oh God, Jesus, no. What have I done?" Lucifer screams not to use those names. I implore God to save me. Asking forgiveness. Being pulled away while Lucifer hisses I belong with him. I'm taken skewered for an unknown time, but my dead friend Danny is waiting. "Sorry, Danny," I say. Smiles like he knows and forgives. He stares at me, and I hear it's time to go home. Don't want to go back to hell. Please don't send me back. Danny said, "You're not going there. God heard you, forgave you, and I forgave you, but you've got to finish your time on earth. It's not over yet." I apologized again, and I felt like I was propelled out of a machine back to my body. Gasped after hitting it hard. The nurse screamed and fainted. My doctor was amazed I survived with that much blood loss. Later, I discovered the cutting instrument wasn't from the institution, suggesting a corrupt guard. Have guesses, but no one knows which one. Rest of my stay in the hospital recovering. I can show you the stomach scar if you don't believe me. Just wanted to add that praying for forgiveness works if you believe in God, even in a bad situation. Hellbound souls forgot God or refused to humble themselves and plead for rescue. Reborn, I returned. Every day, I bear guilt but heal. I still glance behind me everywhere. Being on the AB's bad side is permanent. Perhaps nothing will happen, but I'm alert. The shocking truth behind woman's surgery death. When appendicitis struck, chaos ensued. I had a near-death experience during surgery that changed my perspective. The entire experience changed me, from chaos in the operating room to peace and love. Let me reveal the shocking truth about my tragic fate and the valuable lessons I learned. Don't miss this fascinating tale. Comment on the story. You won't forget it. Hello everyone. Let's explore a wild summer 2000 ride. I needed emergency surgery for appendicitis. Preparing for the surgery went quickly. Nurse asked about Cipro allergies, and I shakily said, "I don't think so." The IV was hooked up, and I felt strange. I reported a possible Cipro reaction. I last remember the doctor telling me not to worry, and that I'd be out soon. I'm Mr. Claustrophobia, so lights out, skip ahead, boom. The sound of my name wakes me up to chaos. Docs shout, "Cold blue," shocking. I open my eyes and sit on the surgery table, unaware that I'm having a spiritual experience. Confused, I observe the chaotic operating room. Chaos reigns as Cold Blue team goes crazy. From the wall's perspective, it's a strange comedy. My warped body is strangely interesting. My husband is in another room, and I'm like, how am I seeing him? I return to the room, which is dark and calm. Considering my appearance, I see myself as a funky, cool-looking blue and gold figure. That space shows me that humans are love and the world is soaked in it. While hearing this, realize I don't need to worry. It's so peaceful, unlike anything I've felt before. No pain, unlike my past battles where I hurt myself. From early hospital days when family rarely visited, my life has been lonely and unlovable. I'm overcome with love for humanity in that space. Whether it's the sky or the dark, surprising me as a hermit. No angels, no light. Maybe this serene vibe is my forever gig. It sounds good, with no pain and peace. Perfect for a lifelong hermit. Bam, time feels short. In the ICU, still in the dark, lost sight of the operating room. Now surrounded by velvety darkness. Super comfy, no fear, but my name keeps echoing, waking me up. I don't want to leave, but my claustrophobia grows as the calls get louder. I realize I can't breathe, not go out of body. The ICU doctor visited the next day, commenting on my operating room chaos. Described everything, including the nurse who knocked over the instrument tray. You and the doctor were impatient with her. He enters, trips over the nurse, and stares at me. I'm curious, he asks. I don't get how you could know what happened in that room. I explain. I don't know. That's just what I saw. I remember you yelling at the nurse, possibly apologizing. He glances at me and leaves. The above describes my near-death experience. The hospital shaped my self-image. Being frigid, my pisses aura didn't make me the life of the party, and others felt the same. Their discomfort and disdain made me adjust my behavior to stay on track. A small girl I chatted with after leaving the hospital was invisible to others, so I suppose she was there to say goodbye. This turned things around. I felt more comfortable with people after recognizing our humanity and ability to love. All souls are learning this human voyage. I perceive people more spiritually, recognizing their potential to overcome life's challenges. From avoiding eye contact to smiling and chatting. New things. Before 50, I wasn't interested. After my near-death gig, I showed my amazing kindness and caring. The game changer made me feel liberated. After having a son, my unanticipated return made sense. His death a decade later made it painfully hard to handle. My near-death experience reassures me that he's at peace, free from life's challenges. I perceive a spiritual connection in simple interactions like light on/off. My son's death is the toughest, but knowing he's in heaven helps. To my surprise, I'm still here, waiting to join him. I remain strong despite a difficult childhood with failed operations. My experience includes many surgeries and blood transfusions. The hope of something great at the end eases the pain. I try to improve, help, and contribute every day. Despite feeling shattered, helping others offers fulfillment and self-worth. Helping each other and improving is our purpose. While the discomfort persists, I've opted against future procedures. I feel love around us, showing our